Stugatz here for Dollar Shave Club. Thousands of athletes are going for the gold, and as the clear champions of the bathroom, Dollar Shave Club deserves a gold medal. Dollar Shave Club has everything you need to look, smell, and feel your best. Shampoo, body wash, toothpaste, they got it all. And of course, the best razors you'll ever use. You get an amazing, high-quality shave every morning from the DSC Executive Razor. Plus, the true gold standard of any morning routine is their Dr. Carver Shave Butter. It helps the razor gently glide across your skin. Dollar Shave Club delivers everything to you. That means no more trips to the store, wandering the aisles, hunting for razors, shampoo, and toothpaste, then playing cashier, scanning and bagging your stuff. Go for the gold. Join Dollar Shave Club today, and for just $5 with free shipping, you'll get the 6-blade Executive Razor plus trial sizes of shave butter, body cleanser, and one wipe Charlie's. Then keep the blades coming for a few bucks more a month. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/Dan. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Dan.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz Podcast.
Greg Cody of the Miami Herald in with us as he is every Tuesday. Stick around for him to miss Hard Network out. They are at 54:32 at the end of each hour. He hasn't gone well in Hard Network out recently.
We do a local hour for people who don't know. He's already 0 for 1 today.
That's right.
Yes.
He's 0 for 1. He had the number, the time that we were going out, pinned on a sheet of paper in front of him. The entire shipping container was counting him down with fingers, 10-1. He didn't see any of it. He was lost in the sound of his own voice. He's a tired narcissist. Greg Cody of the Miami Herald in with us today.
A tired narcissist. That almost sounds like an oxymoron.
So Steve Kerr last night, for those of you who do not watch late night basketball, the Warriors crushed the Suns last night. Guillermo, put it on the poll. Can you name the coach of the Suns? Yes or no? Wow. That's a good question. Wow. Can you name the coach of the Suns? But anyways, there's a whole idea of disrespect. Did they disrespect the Suns because they won by 45 or whatever it was, and the players were calling the plays? They were in the huddle. Draymond Green, David West, Iguodala. They were coaching the team last night, and Steve Kerr's quotes on this. And Steve Kerr is uncommonly comfortable, confident, and candid when it comes to this stuff.
Wouldn't you be with that team?
Yes,
yeah.
But he's also confident because he's a champion, because he's been punched in the face by Michael Jordan and won a championship with him. He's got an unusual pedigree for a guy in that position. He was an okay professional player, but he played with a champion, and he's got the confidence at every turn that you can hear in his voice when he says and does things like this.
It's their team. I think that's one of the first things you have to consider as a coach. It's not your team. It's not Bob Myers' team. It's not Joe Lacob's team, although I'm not going to tell Joe that. It's the players' team. It's their team, and they have to take ownership of it. And as coaches, our job is to nudge them in the right direction, guide them, but we don't control them. They determine their own fate, and I don't feel like we focused well at all the last month, and it just seemed like the right thing to do, and I thought they communicated really well together, and they drew up some nice plays, and it was a good night for the guys.
Yeah, blatant disrespect.
Totally.
Of the other team.
Yep.
It was wrong for him to have done that. Let's see him do it against a really good team with 5 minutes left in a close game.
Blatant disrespect?
Yes, it was,
blatant disrespect.
No, Dan, he did it because it was against the Phoenix Suns.
All right, blatant disrespect. Steve Kerr disagrees.
I told Jay afterwards, I said that, people may make a big deal of it, and had nothing to do with being disrespectful. It had to do with me trying to reach my team. I have not reached them for the last month. They're tired of my voice. I'm tired of my voice. It's been a long haul these last few years, and I wasn't reaching them, and we just figured it was probably a good night to pull a trick out of the hat and do something different. I thought the players responded really well, and I just feel like when we're focused, we are really tough to beat. And tonight we were focused, and I think just having to count on each other and not hearing my voice, which sort of sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher or parents or whoever's voice that is at this point, that's what I sound like to them. So they needed a different voice.
Who's Jay?
That would have been my follow-up to Steve Kerr in the press conference.
Who is that?
Jay is the coach of the Suns.
Coach Jay?
Coach Jay is the coach of the Suns, and while Greg Cody is disrespected on his behalf, Coach Jay is not disrespected.
Have you ever seen another NBA team kind of see a coach let his players coach the team throughout the whole game?
No. I mean, I've never seen it. I didn't even see it here. I'm worried about my bench. And
You feel like that's a little disrespectful?
No, he explained that it wasn't. See, whatever coach you are, you have to do what you have to do to build your own team up. And if he thinks that helps them, I tip my hat.
The obvious question, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Who is that person talking?
Mm-hmm. Coach Jay.
Jay Triano.
No, don't tell people.
I wanted it to be Coach Jay forever.
Don't tell people.
I
Just
thought that
Coach
was his last name.
Jay.
Yeah. Coach Jay.
I'm going to call him JT. When you're JT and you're 18 and 40, of course that's the response you're going to give to reporters after the game. It was disrespectful. I'm completely with Greg. Steve Kerr, do your job. You want to impress me? Have Draymond Green, who wasn't even playing last night, have him call the plays and draw up the plays Game 7 Western Conference Finals against the Rockets. Then I'll be impressed.
Exactly.
He did it because it was against the Phoenix Suns. He should be ashamed of himself for doing it. No, Dave, if someone did that to a team that Steve Kerr was playing on or coaching against, he would be upset. I don't care what anyone says. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's the opposite of sportsmanship. And I'm tired of Steve Kerr saying things like, "Oh, my team, we're mentally fried." You're the defending champion. You're going to win another championship. Just quiet, please.
Oh, the same guy who can't once a week
please.
always do his back in my day doesn't understand why professional athletes traveling all over the world for 3 years under uncommon scrutiny and hatred might be tired.
No, I don't. I really don't. That's their job.
Mm-hmm. So's yours. The job that you keep choosing not to do because you're too tired or it's hard work or you can't do it because you don't feel well.
I tell you what. Next time, put it in my contract that I have to do back in my day every week because it's not in my contract, boss.
Whoa. Some tension.
I'm just saying, you guys are real comfortable telling other people how to do their jobs when...
Oh, give me a break. Your voice wasn't reaching the players anymore. You had won 7 of 10. You have the best team on the planet. You know what? You want to take a night off? Take a night off. Give your salary to the players then.
Have you already forgotten the Phoenix Suns head coach's name?
Dan Marley?
I got an idea. I mean, Cody will never get it.
JP?
I know it already. Jay Triano. Something like that.
Something like that.
Who is that person?
Jay Triano? I have no idea.
Thank you. I was right.
I'm just learning it's not Earl Watson.
That went well. The hell the Suns doing, by the way? Guillermo, put it on the poll. Hell the Suns doing. And don't even put anything else there. Just not a yes, not a no. Just hell the Suns doing. Honestly, is Devin Booker good? Are you sure? Like, I know
he's out.
But is he good? Are you sure?
He scored so many points.
I know. Are you sure though? Because somebody's got to get Phoenix to 90.
I mean, Elfrid Payton got 29 last night.
I'm saying, are you sure?
He's on the Suns?
He just got traded. Yes. He just got traded. The Magic traded him. What's going on with that dude's hair?
I mean, it's been that way for a while. It's great, like, for the outdoors. You don't need to wear a hat. It shades you.
No, but Elfrid Payton is trying to do for that part of the hair what James Harden is doing to the beard, and it's not working. But how amazing would it be if that guy were great?
It'd be incredible.
He is on the Suns.
He is on the Suns.
The Weeknd had that hair. The Weeknd had that exact same haircut, but he gave up on it.
It's very rare for an athlete to stay with that look across years. That look. I don't even know how to explain that look. What would you say his hair is doing? It looks like he's wearing a Carmen Miranda fruit hat.
Yeah.
I know that's an old reference, but I don't have anything else that you would put on the head that would look like that.
I don't have the answers for you, man.
Yeah, it's just the old Weeknd cut, I guess.
Is that what we're calling it?
Looking it up.
What is the name? Every haircut has a name. Like, what would that be called?
I mean, Google, what was the
think the name. No, the name of that haircut is Hell the Sun's Doing.
It's a floppy high raise hairdo. That's what they call it. The floppy high raise.
Like it.
Or what the hell the Sun's doing. Hi, everyone. Stugatz here. Support for the Dan Le Batard Show podcast comes from our friends at Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Chances are you're confident when it comes to your work, your hobbies, and your life. Rocket Mortgage gives you that same level of confidence when it comes to buying a home or refinancing your existing home loan. With Rocket Mortgage, you can apply simply and understand fully so you can mortgage confidently. To get started, go to rocketmortgage.com/Stugatz, STUGOTZ, equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Dan Le Batard.
Yo, Chicken time.
Stugats.
Smarter God.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
Lest you think that these guys are acting or that they are paid actors, Stugats in character and Greg Cody of the Miami Herald during the break continued to have the same conversation about Steve Kerr and how disrespectful it was. Mike Ryan chimed in the middle of it with a tweet. Mike, what was that tweet? And Greg and Stugats didn't even hiccup. It wasn't even a speed bump when Mike read this tweet to us during the break.
This is courtesy of Rabdog on Twitter. Guys, I mean this sincerely and with much love. That was the worst bleeping segment ever.
And
Really?
Stugats and Cody kept going about how disrespectful it was, and Steve Kerr, coach your damn team. And I thought to myself, and Cody was saying in the middle of it, I enjoyed ripping Steve Kerr there. I thought to myself, that's about as hack sports radio an opinion as can be had. The idea that Steve Kerr owes the Phoenix coach something and not his own team. The idea that he should be extending to this Phoenix coach some sort of sportsmanship courtesy instead of doing whatever he thinks is best for his own players to keep them loose and fun, as the only team in the league that has DJs during practice with one of the few coaches in the league who doesn't mind letting them be young.
They're loose and fun, and they're doing just fine, and they've done just fine under Steve Kerr. It's Dan, it's only about respecting another human being, another man. That's it, because what he did last night is,
for
hey,
the love of God,
I can beat you by 40 without even calling a play. I'm going to let my players do my job for me. No, I'm sorry. It's disrespectful.
It is. Steve Kerr did his job last night. He won by 45.
And they win by 45 most nights. I'm not impressed.
No, they do
Give
not.
me a break. He's
Greg,
got an all-star team.
They've got a worse point differential than the Rockets. They don't win by 45 most nights.
Did you call me Greg?
They win by an average of 7 points a night.
It's about the integrity of the game. Imagine this happening in other sports, right? I mean, Bill Belichick's ahead by 40 points, and he lets the place kicker take a few snaps and play quarterback.
Right.
Just don't do that. A baseball team's
you
ahead
don't
by 12,
even know the Phoenix
so the catcher
coach's
pitches
name.
for an
You
inning.
don't even know his name, and now
Jay
you
Triani.
want Steve Kerr. You're still getting it wrong. You're talking about
Triage.
Triani is some media publicist.
It's JP. I mean,
you guys don't even know the guy's name, but you're indignant on behalf of how he must not be disrespected.
That's right.
While not knowing his name.
He's got a career winning percentage of .370. He earns a little respect.
yep.
You've gotten his name wrong 4 times. Guillermo, put it on the poll. What's more disrespectful to Jay Triano? That Steve Kerr let his players call the game last night, or that Greg Cody can't get his name right?
I'm saying Jay Triani.
It's Triano.
That's what you say.
It's JP. Steve Kerr shouldn't do that, Dan. It's a head coach. Regardless of what his name is, he's a fellow head coach who deserves some respect.
Oh, for the love of God, with the feelings of the head coaches.
Sorry.
Bleep do I care about the feelings of the head coaches? That guy, lucky to have a job running that franchise into the ground.
I mean, unlike Steve Kerr, this guy probably paid his dues. And the only one who's talking about the All-Star break and he needs to get away and get on a beach and relax and get away from Draymond Green is Steve Kerr. The players aren't talking about it. It's Steve Kerr who's tired. So go to a beach and relax. Stop coaching. Don't take the money. Do that. Give it to Draymond Green. Split it amongst the players. Let a young assistant have a chance to coach this All-Star team. It doesn't matter. And this is why everyone's mad at Kevin Durant, because Draymond Green, who's not playing, coaches the team and they win by 46. It's too easy. It's ruined the NBA.
I'm with Stugats here. No one wants to hear how hard Steve Kerr's job is.
Please.
We're not here for that. And I know he's gone through awful back pain and all sorts of illness as head coach. We just don't want to hear it.
Can you play the straw man, please?
He's the last guy
play the straw man, because I don't believe you've heard anything from Steve Kerr talking about how hard his job is.
All the time.
Like Mike Ryan's arguing against something that hasn't been espoused by Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr at no point has mentioned how hard his job is.
He won't shut up about it.
Yeah, really.
Serious.
Quiet.
Straw man.
They're tired of hearing my voice. We're all tired of hanging out. It's so hard winning all the time.
Need to find the beach.
Last guy who
Where's
should
the
be
beach?
complaining.
Where's the beach?
They won't listen to me.
It's so hard coaching Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson's my 4th best player.
Guy inherited the best team on earth, and he's complaining. Please.
No. He had the best team on earth before Kevin Durant came there.
You guys are classic haters, by the way. Like just taking whatever fuel it is that you can find to rip a team that you don't like because they just beat everyone's head in. Like, so you will find, they will do the wrong thing. What is the curve, by the way, on who can they do it to that it's not disrespect?
Nobody.
Oh, so it's against the Spurs, it's also disrespect?
Set an example.
You don't do that to Pop.
Against the Cavs, it's disrespect?
You don't do that to LeBron.
And Pop would never do that, man.
Right.
Never.
No, he just sits his players entirely.
But he coaches.
He does it to the fans.
But he coaches those lousy players that replace those players, and they still win.
Right.
I mean, because he's coaching. He's a coach.
He could do it to the Hawks.
Yeah.
The Hawks would work.
It's okay. Guillermo, put it on the poll. Is it okay to disrespect the Hawks? I feel like it is.
No, you don't do that to Budenholzer.
I feel like
you don't do that.
You do
Budenholzer's a
you
good
can
coach.
do it to it's okay to do it to Budenholzer. Put that on the poll. Is it okay to do it to Budenholzer? It's okay to disrespect him. Look at him. And he looks like the clown makeup is smearing on his face. He's coming home from a long day at the bar, day drinking because his clown job fell through. So the paint is...
It's perfect.
Kind of had that thing once.
Right. I got to be careful with the drinking jokes because there are actual drinking... Was it 1 or 2 DUIs? I need to be less reckless about that.
Stand by for confirmation.
Okay, thank you.
You're just asking a question.
Just 1 or 2.
We really just need one at this point.
Right. Well, no. There has to be one. No, wait a minute. There has to be one.
Found not guilty.
Found not guilty.
He faced 34 months.
But that means there was an incident.
There was an incident.
Okay.
We're
good.
safe.
You're good.
Okay, but only one incident.
Well,
that we know of.
Mike's still looking.
That we know of. Again, I asked the pertinent question of the day. How the Suns doing? I'm going to end every segment that way.
Here comes the money.
They got Jared Dudley out there saying, I suppose
upset.
it's disrespectful, but we kind of deserve to be disrespected.
Yeah,
we stink.
Yeah.
We can do something about it.
You don't find it off-putting at all that Steve Kerr is constantly complaining about his job? I mean,
I don't think he's complaining about his
Yeah,
job.
he is.
I
Go
find
lay some brick or something.
Here's
How
what
about
I find.
It's so mentally draining being that good.
You're
go
always
work a 9 to 5.
You're always talking about how tired you are.
Exhausted.
Go lay some brick somewhere.
Go talk to a roofer.
When's the last time you did anything around the house? Honestly. When's the last time, as you talk about laying brick and roofers, give me the last time you that you put up a frame.
I don't need to. I have my own roofer in Abbey.
Dan Lebatard.
Which are we making less of today? Nellie's or Bert's?
Stugatz.
Although Nellie Furtado, she's with a Y. My Nellie, my Nana was Nellie, which is the way to go if you're a Nellie. See, IEs look down on Ys throughout the name kingdom.
This is the Dan Lebatard Show with the Stugatz on ESPN Radio.
Here's your SportsCenter update. Derrick Rose, a.k.a. Damaged Goods, is a free agent. Cleared waivers. Goose Gossage called Brian Cashman a bleeping bleep hole. And finally, 26-year-old outdoors woman from Oregon recently became the first human ever infected by a type of eyeworm previously seen only in cattle. For days, the woman's left eye felt irritated. After about a week, she reached up and pulled a small worm off of her eye. The woman went to a local doctor who pulled 2 more worms from her eye. The next day, she proceeded to an optometrist who found another 3 worms. A total of 14 worms were removed from her left eye over 20 days.
Oh,
Creepy.
It's a lot of Rodmans. Guys, there's only 1 day left until Valentine's. If you're still looking for the perfect gift, do it right now. 1-800-Flowers.com. They're here for you with beautiful bouquets starting at just $29.99. To order, it's simple. Go to 1-800-Flowers.com. You click the radio icon, you enter code Dan. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in the SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Does the world need more Goose Gossages?
Oh, yes, we do.
Well, I love the quotes calling Brian Cashman a bleeping bleep hole, but he is, Clint Eastwood in, what was that Torino movie, Gran Torino?
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Like he's the old, get off my lawn. Yeah. He's get off my lawn guy. So's Greg Cody, by the way.
You need those guys, though, because those are the guys that just let it fly. They don't care what anyone thinks. They just let it fly, man.
Yeah, but I don't like those guys because if you were listening, if you had been listening during the commercial break, Greg Cody and Stugatz were still arguing about this Steve Kerr thing and how disrespectful it is. They insist on doing a different show than the one that I want to do. Mike, the praise is pouring in.
This is from @Rabdog on Twitter. Guys,
that guy again.
I mean this sincerely, with much love. That was the worst bleeping segment ever.
The joke we were going for there, Cody, before you sabotaged it by saying that guy again and listening for the first time in the history of the show, is we were going to redo the whole segment again, a third time, trying to make people wonder whether they were suffering deja vu, but you neutered it by saying that guy again.
Well,
once again, neutering the joke before we even get started. Penalty box, please.
I thought Mad Dog was texting again.
I understand. It's Rabdog, that's a fine.
Yep.
Whatever.
Well, it's $1.
I made that joke because I heard it in your headset, Stugatz.
They're loud today. Yeah, they're loud. I had having a tough time hearing lately, man. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have some worms in my ear.
Greg Cody, 2 minutes in the box.
Get out of here, Cody. Thank you.
That was pretty bad. You didn't hear that, huh?
No.
You didn't hear us all discussing? I didn't even say a word, but I heard you guys discussing. I knew exactly what we were doing.
He's just so oblivious that it's infuriating. But he never forgets to bring in the stuff that he wants to publicize. That's never a mistake he makes. Somehow that's not, I mean, he is all about Greg Cody.
He is. But he should be at this stage in his life. I mean, he really should be.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so should Steve Kerr.
He's a bit younger.
I find the whole thing, have you ever had a bad boss? Because I've never had a bleep hole boss. So I'm always looking in sports at people that I'd like to work for, that seem like I'd like to work for. And Steve Kerr seems like a person that I would want to work for.
I've never had a bad boss, but Allison has.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand, and this is a constant conundrum for me. How much do you think his players appreciated that last night? How cool a thing would that be if you're the players? Yes or no would be cool.
Yeah, I guess it'd be pretty cool.
Isn't that all that matters to Steve Kerr? Isn't that all that matters? Keeping his guys engaged, entertained, proprietary. Like, yeah, that's culture building.
I get the meaning behind it. I get why you would do it. It's just demeaning to the other coach and the other team.
Why they're a professional basketball franchise. If they don't want to be embarrassed, then don't be embarrassing.
I guess I'm not used to seeing a coach take a hammer to the coaching fraternity. That's what he did last night. He said, hey, we're so much better than you that I could sit back and breathe tonight. That's what it feels like.
I'm not used to you protecting the coaching fraternity.
It's weird.
Like, I'm a
protector of respect, though.
Here's what I would say to you, though. What?
I protect. Listen, I like to see, especially in sports, and especially as a guy who has roamed the sidelines for a 2022 girls lacrosse team, who's one of the best teams in the country. I know what disrespect feels like from other coaches, and so I am a protector of respecting the other team and respecting the other coach.
Which is fine for 13-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Professional athletes are professionals.
I walked over to an opposing sideline once and yelled at a 13-year-old girl.
Well, that's why
she was talking trash to me, though. I mean, respect. That's what it's all about. You respect me, I respect you. And Triviano, whatever his name is, he certainly respects Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr showed no respect back to JT.
Wait a minute, you just changed the initials, too? Because I think you were calling him J something else before. JP you were calling him before.
It's Priviano?
No, never mind.
Oh.
So, I want to get into this Lane Johnson, Teddy Bruschi beef.
Oh, really?
Welcome back, Greg.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We've been calling Bruschi Baghdad Bruschi, and Lane Johnson doesn't mind going after Baghdad Bruschi. So, because anytime there's a Patriot scandal, Bruschi, where he's always in Bristol the day of Patriot scandal, I'm pretty sure he comes in by Flume from Foxborough. Like, just whenever there's a scandal, he's got a zip line or something straight from Foxborough to the first base, the first take set.
Gillette Stadium.
Yes, just a zip line. Wait a minute, Belichick deploys him like you would a submarine missile.
That's a long zip line.
And so Lane Johnson has noticed this, and Lane Johnson said that the Patriots have a fear-based culture, and Teddy Bruschi came back with, I don't know what you're talking about. I had a lot of fun, but Guillermo, put this on the poll. Do you think Lane Johnson and Teddy Bruschi define fun differently? Because I do. One of them's got a babysitter, and then says the Eagles need to know where I am in the offseason because they get scared. And the other one's Teddy Bruschi. So here's Teddy Bruschi's sound on the Will Cain show because Lane Johnson said, they don't have fun over there. They don't have fun. And Bruschi comes back with winning's fun.
You're still talking about the opponent you just played. When you should be reveling and having a great time and with the parade, with the ring ceremony, talk about your greatness.
Right.
Because it is what you achieved. You shouldn't be talking about the other team that you just beat. Because I'll tell you what, coming from a guy that's failed going back-to-back once and then succeeded going back-to-back once, it takes a lot more, fellas, than planned end zone celebrations, dog masks, and trick plays to go back-to-back. So if you think it's going to be all fun to win another championship next year, you got it all wrong. It takes serious men. It takes serious conversations. It takes serious practices, goal setting, all of that stuff. So he's going to see how hard it is.
Also takes the greatest quarterback ever.
That helps. Also, Welker was your teammate and played 4 years with Brady and 2 years, or 6 years with Brady and 2 years with Peyton Manning and never won a title. What are you looking around at the sky for? Because of your cheating joke?
I thought I heard someone say that.
You were pleased with your cheating joke? Is that what you were doing?
I was just looking around trying to figure out who said it.
So, Lane Johnson says of Teddy Bruschi, once a company man, always a company man.
He said that on Twitter in reply to Mike Reese posting video of Teddy Bruschi saying all the fun that he had in the Patriots organization.
So Will Cain and Teddy Bruschi were together, and Will Cain had some opinions on this as well. And I think we can all agree, right? Will Cain and Teddy Bruschi, it's like Ray Shremmerd, right? Or Migos. Like, in terms of fun, they're having a great deal of fun.
They will win a Super Bowl having fun, and they will not win 5 Super Bowls unless they can become a fear-based organization. Most organizations that are successful are run top-heavy, dictatorial, militaristic in style, heavy-handed management, letting everyone know. Everyone gets on the same page, we adhere to the same message, we adhere to the same job rules, and you get on the page or you're out. And that's how you execute a singular mission. Now, I think football is maybe the hyper example of that. It's the most like the military.
Yep.
Right? The military is a fear-based organization because it has a singular objective, kill the enemy. Football, do your job, win the play. I've got 53 men to get on the same page. Fear-based is how you maintain success. There may be other ways to attain success, but maintaining it is going to require that kind of mindset.
Wow.
I hate that thought process
that's
so
the whole
much.
culture credo.
The Warriors really seem to be fear-based.
Well, but they've got the best players, so that's not, yes, the Warriors with their DJs,
coaching themselves.
the Warriors coaching themselves do not seem terribly fear-based, and it's the best thing we've ever seen. But they need to be put off to the side because,
Okay.
I mean,
I think
it
the
doesn't matter whether
fears the players there.
Yeah, it doesn't. They all fear Draymond. It is a fear-based organization. They all fear Draymond.
I'm a robot vacuum cleaner, so yeah, I got one gig. I suck up dirt, so pardon my inferiority complex about Geico, who does so much more. Like, not only could they save their customers money on car insurance, but they got fast and friendly claim service too, and an award-winning mobile app. Plus access to licensed agents 24/7. Who am I kidding? I can't even do corners. Uh-oh, choking hazard.
Popcorn kernels.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Dan Le Batard.
How much career does Greg Cody have left?
Just over 3 hours.
Very little, believe me.
Stugats.
If my career were a round of golf, I would say I have teed off on the 18th hole. I'm in the rough. Man, am I in the rough.
You've already teed off, though, you say?
I've teed off.
You got about 4 or 5 shots left?
Yeah, well, 6 or 7.
Right,
knowing
okay.
my game.
Teed off.
He's about to take a drop.
Oh, yeah. No, I sliced it into Mrs. McGillicuddy's condo, and it bounced into the lake, and now I'm trying to find it. I got scuba gear. It's sad.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
The part that's annoying to me about Bruschi and Will Cain saying that organizations need to be fear-based is the assumption that there's only one way to do it that way, and they've got the right way. When Greg Schiano tried it that way, and it didn't work, there are all sorts of military failures in the NFL trying to do it the fear-based way. You try to connect with today's players who are making more than most of the coaches, and you're going to have a problem on your hands. Nick Saban left the pros for college because fear-based didn't work for him, and the players were making fun of him during practices.
But it works there. It works at Alabama.
It works at college because the players don't have any power.
Yeah, and they're 18.
That's not how that works in the pros.
Right.
I also hate the either or, that you can't win while having fun, that you can't have fun while winning. I mean, it's
I don't
ridiculous.
get that. I don't understand the absolutism necessary in that. But one of the things that I've always objected to in the idea of coach worship is the idea that the black muscle needs the discipline and leadership of the white guy and wisdom of the white guy to do anything. Like, it's one of the currents that's always running under all of this. And so Steve Kerr, white guy, gave the power yesterday over to the black guys, and they seem to enjoy the holy hell out of it.
Yeah, and there's plenty of guys in the NFL who have succeeded pretty well without the military constraints. I mean, from Michael Irvin to Deion Sanders.
Well, Jimmy Johnson had some of that stuff. It's just that those teams were definitely having fun and winning at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy Johnson is a guy who was trying to be like a general. But
do the Spurs strike you as a fear-based organization? The Spurs?
No. They strike me as an organization that at the top, at the highest levels, with Popovich and Duncan when he was playing, and Parker and Ginobili, no, they were more like partners.
Tony Dungy feel like he was fear-based?
No.
Pete Carroll feel like he's fear-based?
Nope.
I just think fear-based is not the way to do it in 2018 with players who make more than you do.
But I think to Will's point, he's saying those guys didn't have a sustained run. You can win one that way, go win five that way.
And the Patriots, I can understand why they would do correlation causation, that they would think that the way they've been doing it is the right way because it has achieved success, and so they stay serious all the time on all matters, and they think they conflate the idea that that's the reason that they're having success because that's the way they do it. That's not the way Gronk's doing it, and he seems to have success as well.
Well, Greg and I were talking about that. The other place you go to when you bring this up is you're suggesting, and you don't know, that the Patriots aren't having a lot of fun. Seems like they're having fun. Tom Brady seems to have a pretty enjoyable life, and so does Gronk.
Whatever. We don't need to argue about whether they seem like they're a fun team or not. I don't think anybody watches the Patriots and say, wow, there's joy.
No.
They're seizing the day with love.
What you do is you watch the Patriots, and there's mystery. You don't know what's going on there. That's it.
Okay, but that's not the same thing. What I will say on behalf of Belichick and the fear-based culture they have there is he's the legitimate guy, one of the rare ones who has power over everything, or has had until recently, power over everything, and in a way that makes the players super disposable. And so you can argue that that's the way that they do it, and that's the reason that they win. You can make that argument, but that's not the way the Eagles did it this year, and they handed your head to you.
Yes. Don Shula was a fear-based coach. He did plenty of winning, but at the same time, other styles work too. You can have fun and win. I don't.
There can be a little bit of fear. There can be a little bit of fear. I would prefer to work for a boss that I would prefer that my motivations be respect for my work and for my boss. Like just respecting the craft,
right?
Not because I'm afraid of the coach. Respecting the craft, the Bob Kraft, the actual boss of that organization. No, but seriously,
and also it's not an oxymoron to have fun and also work your rear end off. I mean, you can do both. You can be the first guy in the locker room and the last guy to leave, and also have fun at the job. It's not either or.
Play hard, work hard.
There you go.
Yeah.
Texter writes in, Dan is wrong again. Pats have dominated for 20 years. You sound like an idiot. Okay. I mean, a lot of people do want to believe in this stuff. They do want to believe that because the Patriots fear, that's the reason that they win, because they fear their leadership.
Well, you gave examples of guys who have won one doing it that way. I'm giving you an example, just not in that sport. It's the NBA. Golden State's having plenty of fun, and they're winning title after title.
But there aren't a lot of examples in football. Okay, I mean, there aren't a lot of examples in football of organizations winning the way they have. My objection is to the very idea that that's the only way to do it for a sustained period. If Wentz is good and the Philadelphia Eagles stay healthy, they'll be doing it too. Like, if they stay healthy they're young along their offensive line.
Yeah.
The idea that they'd be having too much fun and it'll get in the way. The idea that, man, did Tim Duncan look like he was having fun to you? I just don't understand, like, why people would make the leap that you need fear instead of fun and can't have both.
We'll be back with more of the Greg Cody Show in a minute.
You're a little early.
Damn it.